Hello and welcome to this telecast. I'm Success Godwins, and I just thought I'll just do a very quick video just to encourage you on how to retain and maintain a healthy relationship. There's a lot of things that are spiking up out there, and I think it's really important that we as females or even males understand how to maintain a healthy relationship. It's inevitable. We as human beings, I think it's inevitable for us to always have companionship or have a friend, and I think it's really important to understand how you maintain a healthy relationship, whether with a female or a male, and with that I will be touching on sex, because sex is a very big part of our society today. Sex is something that is very prevalent out there, and it's very prevalent among the youths. And I think it's really important young people understand the implications of sex and the impact it can have on either a woman or a man, when it's done and on in an untimely manner, and when you're not ready for it. Sex can be very damaging. In as much as sex is pleasurable, it can be very damaging to the soul, to the body, and even emotionally. So it's really important that we understand the impact it can have. Sexual does not guarantee a happy relationship. There are many young women and young men who are listening to me now. You're in a sexual relationship with a young woman, and you're in a sexual relationship with a young man. It doesn't guarantee you're going to be happy. As a matter of fact, that young man that you're in a relationship with, if you observe that your sexual relationship with that young man is causing a lot of problems, so you need to evaluate, does sex really make a happy relationship? It doesn't necessarily make a happy relationship. So it's really important that at a young age, I've shared my testimony of how I started life with my own life partner, my husband now, and how we indulge in sex, and it didn't produce anything good. However, when we involved Christ in it, then we started having a good and healthy relationship. And this message is for a young lady listening to me right now. What you need is a healthy relationship. Sex before marriage is a high marital risk to losing any good relationship. So if you're a young woman, you have a young boy as a friend, do not indulge in sex with him. I'm promoting abstinence. Abstain from sexual immorality, because if you don't, it causes a lot of emotional ties and havoc in the future. And another one is, do not rush into sexual relationship. Don't rush into bed. Don't let a man be quick to convince you as a young lady to get into bed with him, or you man, a young boy, don't let a girl be very quick to convince you, because I know it's vice versa. In as much as some young girls are praise of sexual immorality, there are some young boys who unfortunately are praise of sexual immorality as well. Don't give yourself to a young lady who's putting pressure on you for you to have sex with her. Place value on yourself. If a young girl comes to you and says, well, if you're going to be with me, if you can't have sex with me, then we can't be in a relationship. Just tell her, look, you know what, I don't think we should be friends then. You need to go your way and I go mine. You must be able to set a standard. Have principles that nobody can actually bring down. Set principles for yourself, principles that will enable you to be all that God wants you to be in the future. Okay. Now, when you indulge in early sexual relationship, you break your heart. You break your heart, okay? You end up in emotional turmoil. Young man, young girl, young woman. When you indulge in early sexual relationship with a man, or a man indulges in early sexual relationship with a woman, you end up with emotional disaster. That's why suicide creeps in. There are some boys, you get so entangled with a beautiful young girl, and because you've indulged in sexual relationship with her, your mind becomes so messed up, you can't even think properly. On a daily basis, you're confused, and then because she's not ready for that sexual relationship you've indulged her in, and she's not ready to be a marital partner to you, So then you start speculating how you're going to kill yourself because she doesn't love you. It wasn't love, it was lust in the first place. So young woman, young man, you need to be careful of all these traps of Satan, and avoid going into sex. Keep away from immoral friends. That's another point. Make sure you do not indulge in immoral, in having immoral friends. If you have friends who are very quick to take you to an atmosphere where you get drunk or you take drugs, and you end up landing into the bed of another man, or if you're a young man, you have friends who lure you into drugs, and then those friends take you to where you'll be in gangs and things like that. Avoid them. Change your number if you have to. Do whatever you have to avoid bad energy. You're too young. You've got a great destiny ahead of you. You've got a great future ahead of you. Why spoil it all by letting that friend lure you into a bad trap? And most times when you fall into that bad trap, guess what happens? They leave you on the run. I'm going to tell you a story about, myself and my husband. We do a lot of counseling, and we counsel a lot of young people. We've been in ministry for over 20 something years. So I didn't just start today. My experience didn't just come from me ministering on group chats and all of that. Myself and husband have been ministering for many years. I'm a marriage counselor, single counselor. My husband as well. He mentors. We mentor people from different walks of life. Okay, and there was a case that came to us of a young boy. This young boy had a very bright future, extremely bright future. Do you know what he did? One day he went out with a group of his friends, but what he didn't realize is that one of his friends was into gang crime. They went out just on a normal day, on a platonic day, just to go out and wind away their time, and then they got stopped by the police. Why? Because the police were searching for a gun in the car, because the friend was a wanted person. And you know what? They found the gun, arrested everybody in that car, including this young innocent man who had absolutely nothing to do with gun and knife crime. And he went down with a lot of them and spent years in jail. Because if you're found to be collaborating with someone, even if you're in that company, you can go down with them. So young man, be emotionally intelligent, be smart, be wise. Be careful about your friends. Pick your friends very wisely. I'll move on to the next point. Avoid staying overnight with an opposite sex. If you're a man, avoid staying overnight with an opposite sex. If you're a woman, avoid staying overnight with an opposite sex. Or you end up caressing each other with kisses and sex and all the rest of it, and satisfying your orgies. And by the time you finish, you get pregnant. The man says, sorry, it's not mine. Because he's going to say to you, I bet you do that to other of my friends. You see the dilemma now. So, there are two ways to learn in life. One of the ways to learn in life is through mentorship. Another way to learn in life is through mistakes. The reason why we're doing these videos, I'm doing this video for someone like you listening to me, to avoid falling into this error, so that in the future you don't start crying tears of regrets with 2 babies, no father. It's not worth all the shenanigans and all the hassle. It's not worth it. Save yourself all the hassle. Build yourself for the man who's going to treasure you, or the woman who's going to treasure you in the future. Because one day you're going to grow. You're going to grow into a responsible woman. You're going to grow into a responsible man. So, the next point I'm making, do not hang around with people who will lure you into sexual immorality overnight. So be very careful. Do not indulge in cheap sex. Do not be brought under sexual trap or bondage. These are things to avoid as a young man and as a young woman. And just lastly, there are many young men and young women who are under the sound of my voice, and you're thinking to yourself, where do I go from here? Invest in your life. Do a business. Some of you young people, do you know what I found? You are extremely intelligent. Invest in a business.
You know, some of you are talented. I mean, just only a few weeks ago, my daughter was showing me a young girl who does cakes, and these cakes that she does, she advertises these cakes on Snapchat. This is the same Snapchat that you guys used to chat yourself, and somebody's posting naked pictures of herself. This young girl was smart and clever. She used the Snapchat to her advantage, and she's selling cakes, homemade cakes for herself, and making serious money. You know, if you know how to sing as a young lady, sing. If you know how to do beautiful hair, use it to advertise your hair styles, you know, and create a business for yourself. Create a niche in the market for yourself. If you're a young man, and you're good at IT, media, use it to advertise your IT stuff. Do printing for people, create websites, and you're very talented. A young man, young woman, you're very talented. Use it. Some of you need to do your license. You're at an age where you want to learn how to drive. Rather than enjoy driving and getting arrested by the police out there, right? Go and get your license. Get yourself a career and build your future. Listen to your parents. Your mom that you're fighting with, your dad that you're fighting with, they want the best for you. Okay, so I want you to message me. If you want a good mentor, I can mentor you if you're a lady. Reverend Victor can mentor you if you're a male. Tim as well is another good mentor. I know a lot of you you listen to Tim talks. Subscribe to his channel. And be obedient. Listen to the word of God. Pray, fast, and draw closer to God. And God bless you as you listen to this. Bye bye.